You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks. I hope everyone's having a great week. So today's real crime story is about 23-year-old Michelle Ashley Dickson of Norte County, California. Michelle was born in 1984 and grew up in Crescent City. She graduated from Paragon High School at the age of 16. She worked multiple jobs and studied the College of the Redwoods. She was pursuing a degree in a local community college. She lived with her mother and stepfather. The night of July 15, 2008, Michelle left at approximately 10 p.m. to go and help a friend who was having car trouble, and she never came home. Whenever her mom tried to call her, it went straight to voicemail. July 16th at 5:22 a.m. on the U.S. Highway 101, a motorist calls the police to report a car fire. The police looked all around the car, but there was no sign of a body. The vehicle was registered to 52-year-old Sandy Davis, Michelle's mother. The last time they saw Michelle was when she got home from work. The police got an arson investigator to see if there was any chemicals or accelerants in the burnt car. However, lack of trace accelerants suggests arson was not planned in advance. It appears the fire was set in a hurry to cover up evidence. The police speak to Michelle's co-workers. Apparently, she never showed up for work that morning and never called in. Michelle's mother tells police they should speak to Michelle's boyfriend. They met each other at work. She was a waitress and he cooked in the kitchen. So the police speak to her boyfriend, and he tells police that they were supposed to meet up that night, but she never showed up. He gives the police his phone so they can view his call log. It shows he called Michelle 7 times between 1:51 a.m. and 2:02 a.m. and his call log backs up his story. Apparently, he knew that Michelle was going to meet up with 27-year-old Josiah Miller, but he didn't know why. But then he tells police the truth. He tells police that Michelle went to meet Josiah to sell him a little weed. So the police speak to Josiah Miller, and they tell him to write down everything he did from when he woke up until he went to bed the day Michelle went missing. A week later, on July 24th. Hey people. If you like gaming, check out Michelin gaming headphones. Great sound quality, super comfy, and not expensive at all. If you're decorating your room and looking for ideas, check out Kiko's smart LED strip lights. My daughters have these in their room and they love them, and they look fabulous. They're easy to install and comes with a controller, and it works with an app as well. But don't just take my word for it. Go and get your own. UB-size selfie ring light and stand comes in so handy when I'm doing my videos. It's easy to use and has 3 different light tones, so my videos come out great. My phone fits perfectly, and it's stable and lightweight, so it can be moved around easily. Great bang for your buck. I just love false eyelashes, especially on a night out. Check out New Collie false eyelashes. They are easy to apply, come with many pairs you can use more than once. Totally worth the money. More information can be found in the show notes. If you're a true crime addict like me, check out my store, crystalkiss.com, for some murder merch and start killing it. So many designs to choose from at a great price. You can use discount code MURDER15, that's MURDER15, and save 15% off your entire order. And for US orders only, order 3 or more items and get free shipping. More information can be found in the show notes. Back to Murder Speaks. Some hikers in Oregon come across Michelle's body under the Thomas Creek Bridge, 40 miles north of where her burnt car was found. She was on her right side, and she had fixed lividity on her back, which suggests she died somewhere else and was placed at the crime scene. cause of death was a cut to the aorta. She had cuts to her chest, which caused her to bleed out and die within a minute. There were no defensive wounds or DNA found under her nails. The police need to prove the murder took place in Enderts Beach in California, so they can file murder charges against Josiah Miller. The police went to the scene to look for blood evidence, and they found a blood stain in the parking lot. They used a chemical to confirm if the stain was blood, and it was. They sent a sample of the blood to see if the blood is human. While they were waiting for the results, the police visited local businesses to view surveillance footage to place Josiah Miller near the scene of the car fire. It showed that Josiah Miller showed up at the gas station about 10 minutes to 5 a.m., approximately a mile away from where the car was burnt. The tape shows his car pulling up, and you see Josiah buying gas and then leaving. The burnt car was reported 10 minutes later. In December 2008, 5 months after Michelle's body was found, forensics experts matched the blood found at the Enderts picnic area to Michelle Dickson's DNA. The police have a theory of what happened. Michelle met up with Josiah at the Enderts Beach to do the transaction. Josiah didn't want to pay for the weed, so he took the weed and stabbed Michelle to death. Then he put her body in the back of his pickup truck, and Michelle lay on her back, which caused the fixed lividity. Then he took her to the Thomas Creek Bridge and threw her off. Then he went back to Michelle's car and set it on fire. Then he went home and washed out his pickup truck and cut out a piece of the car seat that contained blood to get rid of any evidence. In 2010, Josiah Miller pleads guilty to the reduced charge of voluntary manslaughter. He is sentenced to 11 years in prison. He was paroled in 2017, and since his release, he has maintained a low profile, so his current whereabouts is unknown. Wow, I don't think 11 years is enough time served. I mean, Michelle trusted him. If she didn't trust him, there's no way she would have met up with him at that time of night to do a transaction. She thought she was safe, and he killed her and threw her away like a piece of trash. I don't think 11 years is enough time served. I think he got off easy. But at the end of the day, no matter how long he spends in jail, it's not going to bring Michelle back. At least he was caught. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of Murder Speaks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Join me again on Murder Speaks. Thanks. Bye.